dusty pavement where the journey started, singing for the cold and broken-hearted. Tonight the old European theater is packed, a heavy blues energy completely intact. The timber floor is shaking with a sacred fire, pulling the mass of motion higher and higher. The valley is opening wide tonight, opening wide. Erupt our own voices, reclaiming the light. True power is born when the theater will cry, hypnotizing the crowd under a dark sky. From lonely sidewalks to this crowded hall, the ancient folk notes are tearing down the wall. No polished digital tricks can ever compete with honest bleeding on a velvet sea. The gravelly texture slicing the air, redefining the modern music right there. The ritual is real, the shadows will fade. A timeless connection is finally made. The valley is opening wide tonight, opening wide. The heavy curtains slowly drop down. Only memories drop. Shattered glass panes, an abandoned chapel holds the weight of old stains. A lone soul sits where the preachers once stood, close a guitar made of bleeding wood. Heel out is scratching right at the door. Say The shadows are dancing across the stone floor. On the floor. True power is born from a heart torn apart. This gravelly roar is a dark, broken art. No digital filters can hide this deep scar, forged in old churches, traveled so far. The demons inside are now calling the line, fighting the devil for bread and for wine. The camera is rolling, the raw video flies. The modern world trembles, tears fill up the eyes. Heel out, it's scratching right there. Save our soul. The shadows are dancing across the stone floor. On the floor, the dust finally settles down. The modern radio plays a sterile groove, a plastic industry that refuses to move. But in the shadows of a neon light, two weathered souls prepare to fight. Jamerdi kaku mimetic senar to a young Murni, ready to set the sleeping city on fire. The old heart is burning bright. A raw masculine voice reclaims the night. No digital auto-tune can heal the bleed. Only the heavy truth is what we need. The corporate empire wants a polished sound. They bury honesty deep under the ground. But unfiltered blood is running through the track, bringing the ancient theater energy back. Do a swara, bird guitar, tamparasa, taka. The holy torch of blues will never die. Walls begin to shatter. The artificial noises no longer matter. The The static fades into the open air. Only the truth is left there. Lightning cracks above a lonely shack. A weary traveler never looking back. Inside the timber logs the storm begins to grow, with old mythology that city folks don't know. The dusty air is heavy with an ancient spine, a broken record spinning on a jagged line. With the dark and the light are bleeding into ancient gods are rising with a smoking down. With the gun, a gravelly roar will bring the other listeners home, no longer forced to wander in the cold alone. No digital machine can fake this heavy sound. It comes from gospel roots beneath the spiny ground. The blues are howling right inside the freezing room. A modern torch is breaking through the static gloom. The rawest strings are bending on a rusty fret, a debt to ancestors that isn't settled yet. Is rolling fast, the lightning fills the sky. The old theater lives, the ritual cannot die. With the Smoke is fading in the dim back room, callous fingers on the shadows of gloom. A long hard road left its marks on the hand, just finished roaring for a modern land. stage was shaking with an ominous thread, a heavy baritone oh no one will forget. A magic wire still cuts right through the night. The vulnerability is bringing the light. Bringing light down. True strength is hiding in a broken cry, staring straight into the dark blues sky. The crowd went silent on the theater floor. They saw masculinity with weeping for. No fake tough gimmick or aggressive display, just honest bleeding in a beautiful way. The gravelly texture is slicing the air, leaving a brand new face standing right there. Curtains drop down, a deeper understanding is shaking this town. A maggot wire still cuts right through the night. Through the night now. The vulnerability is bringing the light. Cigarette smoke in a dim studio space, a fictional ghost with a real human face, writing down stories of war and of love, looking for mercy from heavens above. The papers are scattered all over the floor as a baritone opens the dark, heavy door. The shadows and grays are consuming the soul. The evil ways take a terribly toll. Tragedy bleeds through a single acoustic guitar, spilling the secrets of every old scar. The climax is coming, the microphone shakes. With every confession a broken heart makes. The character dies but the sorrow is mine. A desperate man on a dangerous line. Their honest vibration is cutting the wire, setting the booth with emotional fire. Salvation is finally at stake. The shadows and grays are consuming the soul. The evil ways take a terrible toll. The tape machine stops in the cold. Only truths are told. Cigarette smoke hangs thick and low in this room. A wooden chair, a rusted microphone, a heart consumer. The neon sign is flickering across the cracked concrete floor. The shadows dance around the lock on the heavy studio door. A broken outlaw counts the scars upon a cold, worn-out hand, lost in a fictional tale of a lawless, dying land. Come, joy in the mood, or let the cold rain fall, let it fall down. The ghosts are screaming out loud through the studio, through the wall now. True strength is born when a man is bleeding inside out. A heavy Ferrito roll drowns the lingering doubt. The tip is rolling, the red light goes like fire. Every single line is burning hot on a razor wire. The script is talking about a gang on an endless highway, but the pain inside the chest is real, screaming, do it my way. The throat is gravel, the air is running dry and tight, fighting a desperate war in the middle of the night. Strip away the leather jack, strip away the pride. Look at the terrifying wounds that we always hide. The tears are mixed with dust, the armor starts to break. A beautiful tragedy is the only thing we can make. Come, joy in the mood, or let the cold rain fall. Stage. Two titans meet to flip a heavy page. No bright neon gimmicks or artificial lights, just raw wooden guitars for these cold, lonely nights. A baritone resonance starts to claim the cold space, setting the scene for an emotional race. Truth is ripping right through the chest. Lay the pride down. This heart is bleeding, will outrun the rest. In the dirt now. True strength is born when a strong man will cry, staring straight into the dark autumn sky. The blues growl answers with absolute fire, pulling the tension much higher and higher. They do not fight for the loudest control, they just strip bare the dark side of the soul. The gravelly texture is slicing the air, leaving the crowded square frozen right there. Fall down, the real power is shaking this town. Truth is ripping right through the chest. Lay the pride down. This hole is bleeding, will outrun the the microphone goes completely dead.
2 hours before the arena starts to shake. A silent ritual that the modern world can't fake. Inside the dressing room, the neon light is dim. No microphones around, just a low and heavy hymn. Danding baton, Bergema, tempa to soiree guitar. 2 figures standing close as the shadows start to grow. They're humming and tune is breaking through the wall. Break the wall. Raw masculine tone and swears to the cow. Hear the call. No digital machine can replicate this spark. 2 ancient blues belters howling in the dark. One raspy baritone begins to scratch the floor. One soaring theatrical wail opens up the door. They blend their honest friction in a sacred space before they unleash thunder on the stage apace. Sinandung, Murney, Bergaton, Mirren, 2 guns among the blueprint of the fire that is ready to explode. Forget the artificial pop and shiny gear. The unfiltered reality is standing here. The Humming tune is breaking through the wall. Break the wall. A raw masculine tone and swears to the cow. Hear the drone. The footsteps go out toward the blind and stage light. The blueprint remains tonight. Recording light is burning cold. A digital wasteland is about to unfold. Broken world on the monitor screen, the darkest valley that has ever been seen. Jamari Manghantam Senar Bajayang Tua, bringing the ghost back into the arena. Oh, the sound, weeping as the ancient blues hits the ground.
be told. No Hollywood orchestra needs to apply when a single acoustic guitar makes you cry. Tingero kan picture di batas tertinggi, changing the musical landscape permanently. The digital world